Good morning, people. I just thought I'd feed the birds away, see if we can catch a woodpecker this morning. They'll be down in a minute, watch. When the weather's nice, you don't see much of them. Or less of them, I mean. But when the weather's rough and windy or rainy, they don't like to go far from their nests because they all live in runners. Can you hear them? So the badder the weather, the busier the bird nest is because they don't like to go far. Morning, people. I'll tell you the latest fucking news, but it's not doesn't really fucking help. But this is his latest tactic, Mr Humphreys. I've told you he was coming on to come with this, didn't I? A long time ago. Apparently, he was on a live event. He's took the video doing so nobody can see what he said. But John McCain copied the video, apparently, because it's him and John McCain talking. And apparently, Humphreys went and said the other night on video on his live, when he had fucking 21 fucking people on, viewing it, 21, that, oh, I haven't done any due diligence on the paperwork yet. What? Right up to this date? You still haven't done it, Mr Humphreys. I tell you he was going to come with this one at the end, didn't you? And play daft. So you can see why he's instead of doing the due diligence on the Atwood show, him and Atwood are conspiring to gate crash my lives, and then to try and mock you over it. What's that to mock anyway? You seen our videos? Mr Humphreys videos following day, as if he's achieved some big fucking achievement. But if you look at the comments he's been getting, he's been blocking some and removing some. But if you look at the comments he's been coming, he's getting more cunted off over it than out else for being such a fool. And then he's calling me a fucking fool in one breath to his 21 live viewers. 21. While I'm sat on viewers on my channel with me 500 live viewers. Do you know what I mean? The fool's got 500. The fool's got 500. People interested in him. But Mr Popular manages fucking 21. Yeah. Do you know what I mean, folks? But anyway, that's his latest move now. All right then. I still haven't done the due diligence on the paperwork myself. So apparently John says to him, well, you know, apparently Humphrey says to John, well, I was taking most of what I was saying from Phil Berryman's book. Phil Berryman's book. Oh, that's your concrete evidence, is it, Mr Humphreys? Phil Berryman's book? Fucking having a laugh on you. You want to laugh from day one, man, before you went on the show. That's why I want you to show the public what you're relying on you. And that's the best you can come up with, Phil Berryman's book. Somebody who signed himself up to customs 3 months before he's even took me out of the country to get me, help them get me. Fed them all sorts of information about false information that I was drug smuggling from this country, that country, 50 kilo heroin, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Signed up to the customs, admitted to the customs bloke when he met them at Hemel Headstead, fucking McDonald's or something. Hello, I'm Phil Berryman from the North East. I'm a well-known drug smuggler from the North East. You might have heard of us. Do you know what I mean? That's how the customs officer starts his statement that he made for Phil Berryman's trial when he signed Phil Berryman up as an informant for customs and excise to help them get Paddy Conroy. This is 3 months before he's took me out the country. He's meeting his customs, signing up, I'll help you get Conroy, da, 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 da. So he's wrote a book. And the trail collapsed because he had his two handlers, police handlers, collapsed the trail. And then he's wrote a book, his version of events. After the trail, Phil Berryman, and that's Mr Humphreys' evidence apparently that he's been relying on, that he says to John, to his 21 live viewers, do you know what I mean? But on the 700,000 fucking subscribers, and if he couldn't edited it and shared it since, he's got concrete fucking evidence that I'm a police informer. Do you know what I mean? This is why he's got to go back on that show and Atwood show and agree that he either hasn't got anything or pull up what he is relying on. And if he's relying on the Phil Berryman's book, is that I'm a police informer, get it on the show and Atwood show and tell the public that's what you are saying has got credence and credence, which proves I'm a police informer. To prove what you were saying was right last time you were on the show. Humphreys, you fucking fool. I'm a fucking fool. I'm a fucking fool. You're a fool for finding yourself in this fucking position what you can't get out of. I haven't even started on you yet, man. I've got the next 2 years to work on you with these criminal cases. You've been working on me 6 years on YouTube, trying to raise one case after another before you even come on, man. I haven't even started with you and your background. My next investigation is in Kane Hutchison and his wider circle of paedophiles at the Corporation Club in Gateshead, where he drank with them, I've heard. And soon as this weather changes, and I start getting on the boot, I'm going to start going in that club and speak to people about who they suspect could be Kane Hutchison's wider circle of paedophiles, who they suspect. On camera, I'm going to date. And we'll see who Kane Hutchison used to drink with and have it with. Not just for his work and social life, working life, also his social life. Him and his mum. What sort of people he's, are in with and That's what I'm going to do with Kane Hutchison next. And I've noticed since I have done that, certain people are getting really fucking worried at the minute. Fucking what? I need to check this out, folks, because apparently certain people are reading with this Kane Hutchison friendly, and I need to really check this out, because some people have told me that when Kane Hutchison was in prison serving his sentence for raping young boys, that certain local people remained in touch with him throughout his prison sentence. And they're the ones I need to target. Do you know what I mean? Because I say that's a smoking gun to the wider paedophile circle. Do you agree with Kane Hutchison? People who stayed in touch with him throughout his prison sentence, him and his family, etc. It's a smoking gun to start off what we're looking for. I think it is anyway. Anyway, I've just fed the birds here. I've just been filming them, trying to catch a woodpecker. So Humphrey's on a live to 21 people. All right, I haven't checked the due diligence yet. What? Not even yet? Not even right to this day? Not even throughout all shooting and balling I've done since the show and Atwood show? You still haven't checked it out to this day? Never. Never. Well, looks like you're getting pushed into a corner where you've got to do it, Humphreys, doesn't it? Find, after you've done it, Humphreys, and you find out exactly which bits you're relying on. If you're relying on Phil Bainman's book to tell the public that that's your credible evidence against me, which proves without a doubt I'm a police informer, well, like you've told people on the show, if that's your credible evidence, that book, and you're still relying on it as having credence and credence, get it on that Atwood show with you. And any other paperwork that you're saying to the public has got credence and credence, all I'm asking you today is, before we get there, because it's kind of on the Atwood show, no, I'm not even accepting the KRN off the interview one, no. I might accept the one with him, with you, on the Atwood show next, but I'm not allowing the one off camera, no, even. With you refusing it. I'm going back to what I originally wanted. And that's you on Atwood show, where you done it to me. So I'm just telling you, you've said to John you haven't done it yet. Well, I think it's time you did do it before you got on Atwood show, isn't it? Oh, you've had to be pushed into even go and have a check. Oh, and that's what you've come up with off Phil Bainman's book. Right. Well, listen, my job is, Humphreys, as you know, before I can move on, before I've got any intentions of even moving on, with the biggest murder inquiry in the history of the UK, etc., Tom Graham's farm and all that shit, before I even intend to move on, I'm going to ensure that this police informer slur that ye and your mob have put around about me can never come back again. Because I know, if I let you off the hook here, 6 months' time, you'll be somewhere on this from podcast show. Yeah, wait, what evidence? You know why? Because I never got it put to rest with you. So I'm just pointing out, I need to put to rest, and I need you on that Atwood show where you done it. Gone through anything you want to fetch. If you haven't got anything with due diligence, through your bundle, fetch your bundle of paperwork with you, and tell the public I've been through it all, and there's nothing there, I was wrong. You need to do that too. So it's either pick up which bits of paper that you're relying on, which you're seeing, it's got credence to fetch with you, or explain to the public what went wrong. You and fucking Atwood. Because like I keep pointing out, Atwood's the first one to fucking point out. You shouldn't fucking point fingers unless you've got proper evidence and etc. The host is responsible. And you know why I want you back on the Atwood show? Because of what he's done to us too. And this is why you are avoiding it at all costs for 2 years. 2 years. But you can sit and conspire and don wigs in a gate crash me live the other night. Instead of and try and start off new distractions. Take it away from what we're on to. So it's you and Atwood creating false YouTube accounts with false names to gate crash my live. In the same breath, you're sending emails around to people to try and get me closed down, saying I'm bullying you, and getting other people to complain about us. Hey man, that's a conspiracy, that man. When them people have got any problems with me, you're fucking having a laugh, aren't you? Why should they put complaints in about me if they haven't got a problem with us? Are we kidding? I tell you man, you should be fucking and that's only YouTube. If it was anything else, you'd be nicked over it. If it was anything serious. Just what you've done there. But I'm keeping that as evidence. You've done the same there, but you've tried to do the same there as what you've done with the Tiger affair. Conspire with other people to fabricate things as part of your war tactics against me. That's what you've done. You've been caught doing it again. By Tony Burkett again. Who you sent a texty calling me a nonce. Oh, on Instagram was it? Something. One of them messages where they send messages. Instagram. So noncing us off again. Quietly. Do you know what I mean? He's got a nerve. You and the people you sit with, haven't you? You heard my background in court, man. Even though I've led the life I've fucking led, you heard my background in court when I got you put up in court. Didn't you? And you know the background of the people you sit with and drink with. And even that day, when you were texting Tony Burkett called me a nonce, you just been in the Evening Chronicle office and sat with people who've got a terrible, terrible background for sexual history. Even, like I see, I've just mentioned Ken Hutchison. Listen, you've got no right to call any cunt a nonce when you sit with the people like you do sit with. You wanted my fucking aggro on the Andrew Guy show. I think you want to ask the people you were sat with that day for theirs, didn't you? Because when I watch on fucking theirs, same as when I watch on fucking Dickie Hickey's. And you know what's on mine, because it was said in court to you when you were sat there, and your mate. Mr Conroy's never been arrested or questioned. Do you know why they say or questioned? Because sometimes you're not arrested, you're just pulled in. If it's a he say, she say situation, the police haven't even got the power to arrest you sometimes. They can just ask you to come in to be questioned about the offence. So that's why they said to you in court, Mr Conroy's never been arrested or questioned about any type, do you know, you understand the word any type of sexual offence in his entire fucking life. And you know that. Because you've written and put it out there. You also know that the piece of spam that come on the family computer, I took a voluntary lie detector test over it and passed. Because you've even published that too. Because you got that from the court case. At the same time, when I was telling you, no, he hasn't been arrested or questioned like Jehovah's, it's lies. Courts have tell you, man. Not somebody off the street or so, the courts have fucking tell you, man. The Crown. So, you know my background, didn't you? And you know my background off the street too. What everybody in Newcastle knows me background for, didn't you? But none of it has ever been sexual, as you know, for sure. So I'm just pointing that out. The longer this drags out, my affair with ye Humphreys, the longer people will say, we're backgrounds, man. Both are backgrounds. Yeah, and the longer, the better. You know that. That's why you try to fix a quick life with Dickie Hickey. Get it all and done with quick. Tell you, man, you've dragged my fucking name through the fucking mud. Yeah, through the fucking mud and me family. With one false accusation after another. One false accusation after another. And you're going to be held to account for it, man. Wait and see. I've got things planned for ye that you wouldn't dream of. And one of them's coming very shortly. You're getting sat down and questioned over everything, even Tiger. You've got to be. Because you're intriguingly involved with the murder investigations, etc. now, aren't you? Read up the fucking Heaven Cookie on your show there, aren't it? Trying to pivot the justice again. Changing stories to help your gang. Remember, all these people are pointing the fingers to your very drinking partner. And ye are trying to keep that murder away from them with these moves that you're making with Davy Glover and Cookie. If you're not, ask Cookie to take a lie detector test. Humphreys, I dare you. Put some hard questions to him. Have you perverted the course of justice in any way at all, Cookie, in the Viv Graham murder case? Do you know what? That covers what he says to me and what he's saying to you. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? And the other thing I would ask him on the lie detector test is, Paddy Conroy says you got your phone, cops got your phone with child porn on. You told him and Bull this, and you were worried and you went to them for advice. What to do, because you were panicking. This is how we had to explain to us how we fucking getting it, folk. But I'm just pointing out, I'm not saying he's a nonsense out. But what he does need to do, for sure, he needs to take a lie detector test over it, doesn't he? If anybody. And Mr Humphreys needs to put it to him. And at the same time, he can cover, Humphreys won't do this, because Cookie can't do it, because he's fucking lying. But both things. This is why I'm just trying to get them in a corner. But I'm also trying to get you Humphreys in the corner to show you Humphreys won't even fucking do it. Because it doesn't help the case against his fucking drinking buddy. Do you know what I mean? But a bit of help with the public, we might get there. Am I not entitled to get him back on the show, Natwood Show? Go through the due diligence? What I'm doing anyway, if he doesn't do it, I'm left with what else can I do? Means the murder cases has halted, and Humphreys has halted them, put the halt to them. And then any podcasts I get on, I've just got to sort of try and forward it through any podcast I do by promoting Clive Hindle's paperwork, how he's on, only the biggest gang of killers who are fitting me up here, but also the biggest gang of coppers. And now I've challenged them to go through the due diligence with them on live on Natwood Show, with Natwood Papers at 2 with the same breath, and how they're refusing. I want to make sure the whole public know how they've avoided that situation, how they've avoided the situation of taking a lie detector test over Viv's murder. And I want to let the public know how Humphreys has helped them along route here, and how they've like infiltrated the Freemasons through Humphreys and co. And these podcasts that they're using against me in this war, blank, they're fucking my enemy really as well, aren't they? If he's in with the authorities doing jobs on us and he's in with my enemies, he's like, that's what I keep saying, is you can't see the wood for the trees where Humphreys is concerned, where you can with other people, you know. Because he's in with both. He's got two masters. They pick that soldiers well. These people want to do jobs on you if they're doing a job on you. If they've got someone in the gun on the books, who's his enemies, or who's got a grudge with him, or he works for us, does he? Right, he's got a grudge with him already. He'll do us. He'll do the job well, and that's how they pick that fucking soldiers. These people at the top. So this is one of the reasons Humphreys has been chosen. Do these jobs on me. Try and get these cases back in the court. Except Viv's murder. Everything except Viv's murder. He's trying to get back in the court. When it comes to the Viv's murder, he's trying to keep it out of court. So that's what I mean, mate. He's a double agent. And what tells you he's a double agent? It's the stuff he doesn't put to the guests. The stuff he hides from you. The tactics he's using to shift the blame of Viv's murder onto me and whoever. Because there's no doubt about it, that's what they're doing, aren't they? If they're trying to shift the murder details onto me. Wrongly. And the only evidence to date that I've got to prove that I didn't give them their murder details is Cookie. Do you know what I mean? And Cookie is witness. He's either witness to it or he's lying to me and Bull. One of the two. Any? But truthfully, I think he's witness to it. And just know that he's been outed. They've got him sort of doing what Glover's done. Put the fucking blame back on him and do you know what I mean? Because remember, Cookie was working with Glover. When Glover was an undercover agent for the cops, working in with the Conroy family, against the Conroy family. Signed up to get the Conroy family. I've got the statements. Glover was Cookie's only friend. And Cookie was always with Glover. All the time. 24 hours a day, every day. Never in my company, ever, because Glover was never in my company. Like, I'll tell you, I used to keep the cunt at a fucking distance. He used to push his cell on us sometimes, but that was it. And if you ask Cookie, when he was asked about me on that show, they went in, he couldn't fucking say it, could he? Come up with some dribble when he was 12 years of age. I didn't even know if that's true. I'm trying to check on it. So I can't remember that about any bits of weed in a skip. But it might be true. I might have just forgot. You know, my fucking memory. But I'll double check on it with the other person. But I don't recall that. Anyway, but he's saying that's when he's 12. And what did I have out, you know? When's the next time I've ever out to do with him? What, when he screwed me pub? Twice. And he says he didn't even, what he says, I gave him a slap. He didn't even get a fucking slap. But even if he had getting a slap, well, he screwed your fucking business twice. Cost you a fortune. But I'm just saying that's the only time Cookie's ever been in my presence. Even in a pub. I think once we were in the pub, him and Glover coming in. I was in the pub every single day a week, but they didn't drink at my fucking pub. But obviously, we're living in my street. The pub's in my street. He lives in the street, Glover. He used to call in that pub, you know what I mean? No and again. I think he was in there once with Cookie showing Cookie off by slapping him in front of everybody at the counter. Further down the counter, not with me. Not even in my company. But slapping Cookie in front of everybody. Ask Bull about it. What he used to do with Cookie when he get Bull on. Cookie's a liar. He's lying about that too. But that's the only time the Cookie's ever been in my presence, man. Like when he screwed me pub. We've spoken to him. So how can Cookie say things about me if he doesn't even know us? Like from Adam? Never even been anywhere. He should say, I was in a pub in the same company having a pint when he was stood having a pint. I was too along from him. He can't let him say that, man. Doesn't even know me, man. I wouldn't let fucking idiots like that daft cunt in my fucking presence. I wouldn't, man. If you realise how fucking bad he's been as a young kid. And the same with Glover. That's how they were the only two who had each other and had no friends. Cookie admitted that on the show they were neat. Only had each other. That's because they were both so bad. But Cookie can never even tell you when Glover's been in my presence. Ever. And he was with him 24 hours a day. So that Glover had nothing to do with the Conroys. But the cops signed him up to infiltrate the Conroys. And tried to, but he couldn't get in. Because he's a bad laddie. Like, he'll keep anyone out in life who's bad. You know what I mean? And while he was doing all these jobs on the Conroys, Cookie was with him. When he was dealing for the cops, I mean. At a high level, undercover work on the Conroy family. They give them all sorts of fucking information about me, Glover. False information, though. Tell some lies. Done the same as fucking Berryman, drug smuggling, This is while he's with Cookie, but Glover's never been in my presence. Do you know what I mean? You tell them one positive thing about me in the paperwork, where he's not having a go at you. He says, when I went up Conroy's front door to tell him I'd been asked to shoot Viv. He tells lies about who asked him in the paperwork, but I'm just telling you what he says. He says, when I spoke to P. Conroy, that's me, P. Conroy told me to have nothing to do with the shooting. So Glover's, that's the only positive thing that he's went and said about me, and all the other stuff has been all negative stuff. Do you know what I mean? Fucking all lies, man. Fucking, and in a way negative, I mean, even his truths were negative. Do you know what I mean? But I've got all the paperwork in the world and all the evidence to prove what Glover was. Doing jobs on me for the cops. Fucking what, I wish I knew that. No, then what I know now. I didn't even find out until after the trial had fucking started that he's working for the cunts. I didn't disclose that on the way until 4 days into the trial that he was working for the cops officially. We knew we'd made statements, but we didn't know he'd been a fucking grass working undercover. Sprung that on with during the trial. That's when we got the paperwork. But anyway, all that time, he's doing that against me and my family. For the cops. Who's he got by his side? His closest and dearest. Cookie. Cookie's so close, he kills people for Glover. When someone called Glover grass because he's got a guilty conscience, all the same thing. Well, fucking calling us grasses. That's why he killed him. But the bloke was calling Cookie's boss and lover and everything, partner, and you know what I mean? They've only got each other. I hated it. Cookie tells you on one of his first podcasts, everybody used to go cookie hunting. Do you know what I mean? Cookie hunting. Imagine being hunted down by the community. What's that? How can anybody even end up in that position? Must be a bad fucking laddie if you do, yeah? That's what you had with Cookie. Bad fucking laddie. And you had Glover. See, Cookie's as soft as fucking shite. And he's a convicted murderer. And he stabbed this bloke. Remember the bloke Cookie's probably the bloke he killed him with. Cookie stabbed him. The other kid shot him. So the bloke got stabbed and shot. In Cookie's case. And this is what happened. Cookie done a Glover, man. As soon as he got locked up for the murder. Wasn't me, it was him. Thinking he was safe. And the cops went, oh, right, that's great, Cookie. Right, we understand. Cookie said, I just stabbed him. He shot him. He says, as soon as he got locked up. And the cops went, oh, great, yeah. Here's a cup of tea. Do you want some chocolate? Yeah, will you make a statement saying that? Oh, aye, oh, aye, oh, aye. So we got Cookie, make a statement straight away, saying it wasn't him. He only stabbed him. It was his mate who shot him, not him. Do you know what I mean? Because the bloke had been shot and stabbed, who had died. So after Cookies went supergrass on his co-accused, like all murderers do, cop says to him, right, that's great, Cookie. But Cookie, I forgot to tell you, this after he signed his statement against his mate, I've got to tell you, there's another shock bar. I've got to tell you. See, the bloke was died. The shotgun wound was just superficial, just in your leg wound or something. He didn't die of that. He died of the stab wound. Sorry. That's what Cookie done. Grassed the kid. But grassed his cell, really, when he done that with his co-accused. And I've pointed this out to people before. And Cookie went on his show the next day and apologised for doing it. But so I'm just pointing out, Cookie's passed. But he's just a little softy. He was on drugs and tablets that day. Now they don't know what they're fucking doing. It's not as if he's a real fucking murderer, like some of the murderers you come across, you know, like cold-blooded killers. He's not one of them. He's a little fucking soft shade. And everybody who knows him knows that. And he's just been off his fucking face this day. Like loads of them. They're not real killers, you know what I mean? They didn't even know what they're doing half the time, some of them. They didn't even remember it sometimes. And on them blowies. But some of the killers in jail haven't touched the fucking drugs, some of them, you know what I mean? They're proper cold-blooded fucking killers, hardened. Cookie's not one of them, he's a little fucking radgy. And everybody who knows him knows that. That's probably why he's turned away in jail and rented his arse out. Just for a bit of protection off. That's what they do, some of them. You wouldn't believe it. There's some of them in there, you know they're not gay, but they're on the heroin. And they'll give certain inmates nauseous, or you'll hear about it, you know what I mean? Because they're on the gear. And then you'll see them on the visits with their women and fucking children, man. Do you know what I mean? And you feel fucking terrible. It makes you feel terrible. And you can't weigh it up or walk it out. But it's a fucking gear. They're not even fucking gear, or they take drug. Do you know what I mean? Addiction, putting them in that position. Prison, drug, addiction, and survival, and put yourself in. But genuinely think, that they're no way or that way. It's just how they've ended up. Or some of them. But with Cookie, I'm not sure if it's ended up that way, with him being a little soft shit anyway. Like I say, he used to get slapped off people and that sort of dolly dimple. I don't know if it's ended up that way, or if it started before the jail with Glover, because that's what Glover does to people. He's another fucking dicky hickey. He's been in for a fact cases where Glover has raped his relatives. With me being an in-law, so I've getting the full ins and outs of how he's managed to get out the fucking case. I've never been able to weigh it up. It's been his fucking handler. No, I understand. Where he even raped his fucking sister-in-law once. In front of his dad. In front of his fucking dad. Cops got involved. Statements were made. How we got out of it, I didn't fucking know. So, and all the facts of the case were being proper in-law at the time, you know what I mean? So I know what Glover is. I've known what he has been all his life since he's been a kid, like Cookie says. Proper like himself. Proper bad laddie. You get one every now and again, don't you? Well, he has two of them together from one big area who managed to fucking click together. So what Cookie's doing, I'm not sure what Humphrey's or anything, I don't know. But just to nail it, Humphreys isn't perverting the course of justice. It's just a nail it to use, people. If Humphreys, and not Connolly, because she'll not let things go on. If Humphreys isn't trying to pervert the course of justice, you know he's like for fucking lying and deceitful and getting rid of things. If he's not trying to help his mates, yeah, and what he's done with Glover and Cookie, and he's not perverting the course of justice to try and help his mates out with that Viv Graham murder case, he should prove himself by saying to Cookie, Cookie, I want you back on the show, and I want you to take a lie detector test over two things. One, over what Conroy's and Bull have said about you, what you've told them. Whether it's true or not, you've said it. We just want to establish if you've said it to them, whether it's true or not. And two, we want you to explain yourself about the child porn that you got caught with on your phone. Because if anybody should take a lie detector test for child porn, it should be Cookie. Seriously. And I've pointed this fat man out a few times. You've never once come on and denied it, have you? You know why? Too many people know about it, even your family. Me, all of us, you know what I mean? And if you start getting on YouTube lying about that, yeah, just, you've got to show them I'm lying. Do you know what I mean? Just put you in a precarious position. Do you know what I mean? But I know that you've been exposed, Cookie, for being caught with child porn, you know what I mean, on your phone. Do you not think you should explain yourself by way of lie detector, Cookie? And at the same time, while you're doing that lie detector test, now remember, if you do any lie detector test, Cookie, through Humphreys, any lie detector test, it's got to be done the same way I've done mine, with no conditions, where the examiner can quiz you properly with no pre-conditions, written rules, regs, you know what I mean? Crack on, like the police can do with you when they get you in an interview room. Do you know what I mean? You've got to give the examiner that opportunity before they put you in the chair, Cookie. But just two things. Prevent the course of justice and Viv Graham's murder, along with Mr Humphreys, i.e. what you tell me in Bull, what you're now changing on Humphreys' show. And two, your child porn that you've been caught with. Do you know what I mean? Mr Humphreys should put these two allegations to you next time he speaks to you on his show, on his live. Cookie, you can't disappear now, on you. Mr Humphreys should put these two things to you to prove his own innocence, that he's not trying to pervert the course of justice himself here. Because that's the allegation I'm making against him. Because it's his mate involved with the murder, you see, with both you and Glover, who he openly admits he's been a lifelong friend and whatnot. He doesn't admit too much, but he admits he's enough. And it's him he's protecting you with his murder. He's proven that time and time again, man. He's part of the Winter Hill gang, man. He's told too many people over the years when the big daft cunt's been stood on the door, when somebody hordes went to the door who he couldn't handle, instead of it just being the students, because there's fucking many hard men and this fucking Newcastle's full of the cunts. So there's no doubt about it, he's come across loads of them. And when some of the sissies that went to the door arguing with him, he's went, I'm with them, I'm part of that firm, remember, I'm part of that firm. So he's told too many people in the city he's part of that gang over the fucking years. That's what Mr Humphreys has done. I'm forgetting why I even fucking mentioned that. But just to prove that he's in with them, do you know what I mean? And what he's doing now with Cookie and Glover, he's perverting the course of justice, people, or he's attempting to. But if he's not, he should prove himself by putting the Cookie on a live next time. Cookie, I'm going to arrange a lie detector test for you for two things. One, that you into child porn or not. And 2, whether you're telling lies or not about what you've said to Paddy and Bull. Just them 2 things. And if Mr Humphreys did put them 2 things to Cookie, it would prove that he is trying to get to the bottom of Viv Graham murder and he's not just fucking doing the opposite, you know what I mean? Wouldn't it? Because you'd get a reaction one way or the other with a Cookie, especially with Viv's murder. I'm telling you now, me and Bull are telling the truth. Cookie's lying, and he won't take a lie detector test. And Humphreys and Shady Bulger and them know they're guilty, because now they didn't meet Glover when he was there and whatnot. So they can't even put that question to him because he's got to refuse. Do you understand? So they've got to sort of, and I've got to sort of get them back. And this is the way I'm getting them back. Mr Humphreys, to prove himself to the public that he's not trying to pervert the course of justice here, should put the Cookie, I want to take a lie detector test over Viv's murder, what you said to Paddy and Bull. And 2, see if you're a fucking into child porn or not. Like you've been, did you have some child porn on your phone, Cookie, or not? Just that, yes or no? That's the only question lie detector I should ask you. Did you have child porn on your phone at any point? At any point, not just that. And did you tell Conroy and Bull those things about Viv's murder and Glover and the Winter Hill gang? Yes or no? And Mr Humphreys is in a position to do this, really. He's a Freemason, he's an upright member of the public, school governor and all that shit. In with the cops, been a fucking knock all his life, proper knock. That's what an informer is, a knock. That's what Humphreys has been all his life. Him and Shady Bulger, knocks. I'm going to show that and prove that shortly. You know, with them not doing the due diligence with us on the Atwood show, I'm going to have to show that what they are on any future show I do. Because they're refusing to go through it with us. So does that give me the right to go around with Clive Hindle's letters and James English and these other podcasts and show the public, yeah, they're not only fucking killers, they're fucking coppers too. This is what McIntyre meant. New breed of gangsters, i.e. ones, just like the triads, ones that work with the authorities. Do you know what I mean? All the triads, what I mean by that with triads, you see all the triads, every triad organisation going, all work with the authorities. Do you know what I mean? Like a second fucking power. And this film, yeah, this film is a carbon copy of the Winter Hill Gang, Whitey Bulger and the Winter Hill Gang in America. The first one I see, where it's a whole gang of grasses working against all the other films of the country. Yeah, I'm going to concentrate on that next. I am exposing them for being exactly that and what they've been up to, yeah. Especially if they're not going to do this on the show, not what show, with due diligence. What else can I do? But I'll show the public that they wouldn't come and do it first. On the Atwood, you know what I mean? They're refusing point blank to even discuss or do any due diligence on the Clive Hindle paperwork. Do you know what I mean? At the same breath, on it. And this is a solicitor and barrister who names them, these people, this gang, high-ranking members of this gang, is working for the National Criminal Intelligence Service. So, and they're refusing to do the due diligence on it. Why? Ask yourself why. I'm wanting to do the due diligence on the paperwork that says I'm a fucking grass that they've got. I knew that admitting, oh, well, I haven't done any on it yet. Oh, shite. And he has me got legitimate paperwork that they don't want to go near, which names them as a grass. They don't want to go near it. I want to go near what they've got, and they don't want to go near what I've got. Do you know what I mean? What's that tell you? Family of fucking coppers, man. You wouldn't believe it, man. Proper fucking crime family of fucking coppers, where everyone in the family's a copper. You wouldn't believe it. But with this family, it's turned out not only is everyone a fucking copper, while they've been coppering and had the murder squad bent up, not every cunt's a killer too. While they've had a free hand to do what they want, they've all, yeah, we can kill. Do you know what I mean? And they've killed willy-nilly. Since kick happened against murder, they've murdered and murdered and murdered since they've had that cop bent up, covering up that murder. That's what gives them the, well, they can do anything they fucking want in this city. That's the way they behaved for a long time, they did. The other crime family could work it out, understand it, how they got away with things, how they broadcasted certain things, because they've had a licence to do certain crimes, and they've been working for the authorities at a high level, a whole fucking lot of them. And I'm about to expose them now on all these podcast shows. If you notice who the biggest promoter is, this family, it's not of a crime writers or documentary makers, or is it? Who's the main one? Who's promoted them and wrote their books and who? Fucking Humphreys. So what he's actually done is promoted his own gang, really. That's what we look at it. He's like, yeah, they're great, they're this, they're that, they even fucked off Paul Massey, the Tiger. Do you know what I mean, folks? And the enemy, yeah, he's just a cunt, man, he's just making a fool of himself, he's every article, every report, every book, putting you doing, trying to, but lifting them up. But see, with me and the enemy in this city, over the years, I've gained too much proper respect amongst people over the years who know us. Who not people who know me family, who know me. And I've gained too much respect over the fucking years for these cunts. Everty. And I've told you about these cunts. They have enforced their fucking respect. People don't really like them. They fear them. Or they have done in the past. Because they've just managed to get away with anything they wanted to fucking do to whoever. Because they've had all these band cops, especially the main one, head of the murder squad, bent up, part of that gang. Part of that fucking gang, man. I've always said he's the leader of this gang. Gil Smith, head of the crime squad. Since he showed his face at the police interview, that's when I fucking knew. That's when I seen the light again. And that's when I seen why everything that had been going on in my life since the 80s, it was like flash before us. Over the next few days it did. After I left that police interview. We're going to get that police interview for you shortly. When I fucking seen him defending them in that police station. I hadn't had too long to think about what he'd done at the Friday night murder trial. I had that much fucking going on. It was after he joined the legal team for the fight in the Toon Centre. That's when I fucking proper had a fucking good think about it. And I thought, fucking hell, man. It's not, I know how this film operate. You know what my first thoughts was? Now how these operate. And blackmail and get things on people. I thought it's not how they, but what the stuff they've got on people, no. It's what stuff he's got on people. Because he's another J. Edgar Hoover. And he's part of their fucking film. In a big, bad way. be doing to robbing the Sunderland post office and covering up the murder kick at Minigan because it was done to protect him. And they've took the piss since. They've helped him gone up the ranks with Grossing on every corner. He loved getting them all these shitey bulge-out deals where they can commit certain crimes for the authorities. He might have been even involved in getting the old man and the Masons. Look, it needs looked at who got Humphreys and the Masons and why he got him in the Masons. Oh man, my fucking thing's collapsing, yeah.